Stein now. He goes to ground. What a circus shot by Stein. Count the basket. He's headed back to the line. Now Stein trying to take on Altman, but runs into a wall. Back outside. Franklin, another three. Yes, sir! Noah Franklin has caught fire here today. Make it 4 for 4 from downtown, all his way to a game-high 18 points. 10-point lead in the early stages of the second half by McKendree. Franklin now, instead of roll, now going to roll, goes to the rim. What a rack attack there by Franklin. He's feeling the flow right now. Stein now, cut off by Kunert. Shot clock approaches 10. Niesman now, spin cycle here on McLaughlin. Beautiful finish with the left hand. Welcome back, folks, on the GLVC Sports Network. We got a good one here early on, a close one brewing so far between Rockhurst and McKendree. An even closer game is brewing in Indianapolis because right now, with 43 seconds left to go in the game, Truman State have taken the lead back over UIndy, 76-74. Again, a matchup of teams ranked 6th and tied for 8th in the GLVC points rating system, whereas you've got a team tied for 8th and 7th in that same system going on right here. So the result either way is going to have a huge impact on this game, along with the victor here tonight, as Niesman is able to pick up the rebound on that attempt by Felici. It has been that type of season within the GLVC, especially when you get to the middle and bottom part of those last few playoff spots. And we're going to get an offensive foul on Meeks there for a moving screen. And it looks as though he will head to the bench as Franklin will check back in for McKendree. And that'll be Meeks' first foul. Each team has been hit with 2 personals so far, with just over 10 minutes left to go in this first half. Stein now trying to lock up Flournoy. He has worked well in this position, trying to back down smaller opponents, and it looks as though Stein just got a little bit too much of the body. Maybe extended his forearms on that play. And that'll be his first foul.
I think head coach George Suggs just kind of wanted a little bit of an explanation so he knows how to kind of avoid that for the next time.
This might be a mismatch down low, as it's Carr right now going to work up against Woods. Woods going to have to size him up. Carr, though, backs us outside. Hawthorne, the three-point shot. It's short. Rebound came up on Woods in a hurry. Inside now, Flournoy goes into Stein, and it's going to be a blocking call. And that is the quick second personal foul against Stein. And Whitaker is going to check in, and it will be for Stein. So that's a huge blow to have the team's leading scorer at 15.2 points per game have to check out due to 2 early fouls.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the small downfalls for Kevin Stein's game is he gets in a little bit of foul trouble early on. And now, as you mentioned, he's got to go to the bench. We'll see what McKendree can do to kind of capitalize on that.
That's a tough take there by Hawthorne, the sophomore out of Shawnee, Kansas, who was named to the GLVC All-Freshman team last year after he averaged 8.3 points per game and 4.1 rebounds per game while leading the team in assists and steals. And he's doing that again here this season. Whitaker, left open three-pointer, off to the left. Niesman comes in like Superman, grabs the rebound, and even in more impressive fashion, puts it right back up and in.
Well, you go with the Superman reference. I'm going to go with the Michael Jordan end of the dunk and Space Jam kind of reference. Just kind of out of nowhere. Comes up in the air as Joey Niesman comes up with the rebound and puts up a great basket.
On the other end, Carr off the feed from Hawthorne. Those two have worked in tandem well this year. Gets another 2 points for Rockers to have a 4-point lead. Kind of broke momentum here. I was about to maybe break out into a defying gravity moment from Wicked there to describe Niesman's latest acrobatics. Whitaker now. What a find down low. Great finish by King after the late contest from Flournoy. Whitaker almost with eyes in the back of his head there, seeing that late cut by King, who picks up the deuce.
Things you never would have heard on the GLVC broadcast. Space Jam, Superman, and Wicked, all in the few statements, but all happening here at the Harry Ham Statham Sports Center.
We are nothing if not versatile, my friend. Speaking of Franklin there with a very impressive block, as the Bearcats now looking to tie things up or potentially take the lead. Niesman has that in mind. Yes, sir! Joey Niesman. Always on time when you need him. Knocks down the three-pointer, and McKendree retake the lead.
Any key moment the Bearcats have needed this season seems to come out of the hands of Joey Niesman. You mentioned him being key in that last matchup and Rockhurst, and Joey Niesman showing up and showing out once again here early in the first half.
And Hawthorne with a beautiful stretch to keep that ball in bounds, but then he runs into a wall of black jerseys inside, and the Bearcats eventually able to pick up the stop there with King and Whitaker combining.
Yeah, nice job there by Justin King to keep that ball in bounds for the most part, and then just kind of keeping it to himself.
Franklin now contested three-pointer, too strong. Rebound collected that time by Felici. Don't blame for Franklin for testing things from downtown after last week's game versus Quincy. Flournoy now loves to test his mark with this back down play, and eventually is going to draw a whistle from the opposite side. Whitaker a little bit shocked there to see that call come in from behind, but Flournoy does just enough to get himself to the free throw line. It's as contentious as ever between these two teams, just a 1 point of separation with 6:57 left to go in this first half. It's McKendree and Rockhurst, and we'll continue on the other side of this break. Alrighty, folks, welcome back on the GOVC Network. Still trying to compose yourself at the end of a wild one here inside the Harry M. Staples Sports Center. McKendree come out on top, 67-65 over Rockhurst. I'm talking now to the player of the game, the senior here on, again, coming up on senior day, Joey Niesman. Joey, I don't have a real big descriptive question to start out with. How did you guys pull that one out here at the end to come up with the win?
I think just across the board, everyone worked as hard as we could this week. Everyone was there for each other in the shoot around. Everyone was there for each other in practices. We were just all around each other all week. I feel like that translated to the game, allowed us to stay connected in the big moments and when the times got tough. And then in the end of the game, I just felt like that's what helped us persevere and come out on top.
This was a rock fight to start in the first half. There was very little buckets to speak of, but there was the big three-pointer by you to end it into halftime. Talk to me about hitting that shot, going into halftime, and getting the guys going, because in the second half you come out, the offense starts going. Obviously it was a back-and-forth game, but you guys started to look a little bit more like yourselves. Talk to me about how important that basket was.
The basket was important, but I think us only letting up 24 points was the big theme for the first half. That was probably one of our best defensive halves of the season. And just going into halftime with that confidence that, hey, we can guard these guys was bigger than any shot we made, you know what I mean?
So, obviously, there's a lot to discuss in this game, but it comes down to you with the basketball here at the other end. You guys, there's no timeout called. Coach Suggs trusting you in that moment. Talk to me about that final basket, how you got it done.
It was a great play Coach drew up. In the play previous, I let up an offensive rebound to, let them get back into it. But Saturday against Upper Iowa, kind of missed a free throw to go into overtime, and then kind of let that hang around my head in overtime and affect my play. And then today, Coach talked to me, we locked eyes, we connected at the end. He told me, move on to the next play. So then they made their 2 free throws, and the ball was in my hands again, and I didn't want to let my team down, and I just wanted to make any play we could to get the win.
There's a lot of consistency with this team this year in it that, on any given night, someone is going to step up. You think about tonight, Luka Mateski led the way in scoring, in several other different statistical categories. Guys stepped up defensively. Those minutes that don't show up in the box score, a lot of those guys again as well tonight. As far as just the confidence going into this stretch now where you got to win in order to get to that postseason tournament, how does it feel to go into these games with this group of guys knowing that if things don't work out in certain areas, I feel as though someone's going to step up on my behalf?
I have 100% confidence in every guy that comes into the game, every guy on the bench, from the first man to the last man, to come in and make an effect. And everybody on the bench is all into it. They're talking to us every play. They play a huge part in helping us get wins. And I would just say that I got 100% confidence in everyone on this team. And when everyone's in, we all love each other. And I think right now we're fighting to keep playing with each other. And that's one of the most important things is, hey, we got to win this game so we can practice tomorrow together again, because we love each other that much. And if we keep playing with that mentality and keep persevering through everything, then, hey, we get to keep having more days together.
Not to get too reflective, because there's a game on Saturday, and there's an expectation there will be more games next week as well. Yes. But, again, at this point, as far as, going into senior day, you're thinking about the totality of your career and the rest of the guys on the team who will be honored maybe on Saturday. last home game of the season, opportunity with playoff aspirations on the line. Talk to me about these feelings coming into this week, knowing what you guys need to do, and now being potentially on the doorstep of accomplishing that feat.
It was a very emotional week for us. I think us seniors just knowing that, hey, like, we got to give it our all so we can earn an extra day to be with all these guys. And I felt like everyone had that same mentality. Hey, like, even the freshmen, just let's earn these seniors another day. Let's earn all the team another day to play together. And I just felt like that carried us through.
Well, I don't know what your plans are going forward, but you might want to stay away from Kansas City for a while. You've been in the crawl of Rocker's side this year. Came up again on the right side of things. Joey Niesman, congratulations on hitting that big shot down the stretch and picking up the win here tonight. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
All right.